Key, the Key. It's Big Jim. It is Stacey Lee, and a guy that is virtually exhausted after everything that went on with the Academy Awards last night in the Emmys. Yeah. Jerry Penacoli, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
Whoa, hey guys, how are you doing? And yes, it is the Emmys, not to be confused with the Academy Awards.
Okay, yeah. See, I never get it right.
Just as big, terrific stars last night, just an amazing evening all the way around. Did you guys see any of it?
I watched, yes, and we have to talk about, well, there was a couple of things that happened. I love the tribute to Robin Williams and Sarah Bareilles.
Fantastic, right?
What a voice. Oh, that girl can sing.
Oh my gosh, I want to know who she is, and because I missed the introduction, and so I didn't get even her name if they did introduce her. But that just set the mood, didn't it, for that tribute? Yes. I mean, just unbelievable. There was not a dry eye in that theater. You could hear a pin drop, and then backstage where I was, it's completely chaotic. People running around in every direction, just craziness. It was, everyone stopped in their tracks, completely silent back there, and all eyes were glued to the closed-circuit monitors. And Billy Crystal just, it was hard for him to do. That was really difficult because that was his friend, and he really had a hard time finding those words that would express his sentiment. But I thought he did. He did an amazing job.
And then we have to get to the big makeout between Julia Louis-Dreyfus and
yeah,
Bryan
what's
Cranston.
Going on there?
Well, if you watched, you knew, but I'm going to...
Yeah, well, here's... what's going on there? It's a scandal, I tell you. They're both married, and they decided to come out publicly as lovers. No. So they presented an award together, and I'm sure what happened, because they both come to play. They're both so much fun. So they presented this award together, and I'm sure when they went backstage, they said, okay, listen. So Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I'm sure, was the instigator. She says, look, if I win, let's do this. So they created this bit where she's walking up on stage, and then they bump into each other and start making out. And the joke is that she was pretending not to know who he was when they were doing their presenting bit, because he had apparently guest starred as one of her love interests on Seinfeld years ago.
Right.
And so that was the whole bit. If you missed it, if you didn't see it, and you're going to see that video play over and over and over. But here's a little fact that you may or may not know. So I've been doing the show for 15 years, and Allison Janney, who won in the supporting actress category for comedy, she did not expect it to win last night. And so we've had this long-standing tradition that whenever she wins an award, and she wins a lot of them, she's won SAG Awards, Golden Globes, what have you, we always have to make out. So, of course, she comes backstage with her Emmy, completely shocked that she won, and I had the mints ready, the cameras were rolling, and she planted one on me, and it was hilarious. But, of course, anyone who sees this is going to say, oh, they're just copying Bryan Cranston and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. No, they're copying us.
There you go. All right, so I got to ask you, after all the talk of Game of Thrones, they kind of didn't get anything.
No, neither did, and this is with all the talk of Orange is the New Black and all the talk of House of Cards.
Right.
All of those actors and actresses were nominated, and nobody did any business last night in those areas. So, I think the Academy is just maybe not ready to honor these shows that are on this different platform yet, because they're still relatively new. And they obviously have their favorites. They love Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory. They love Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Veep. They love Modern Family. And Breaking Bad, of course, cleaned up because it was their last chance to clean up. So, of course, they took Bryan Cranston, Anna Gunn, Aaron Paul, took individual awards, as did the show. Won the big Emmy. So, I just think that it's a shame, because I love Game of Thrones, and I love Orange is the New Black and House of Cards. I love a lot of people love those shows, and they're just it's not their time, according to the Academy, to win these awards. So, interesting.
Okay, Jerry, so let's get to the nuts and bolts of this. The after-hours party.
Yeah.
Let's get to the dirt, is what he really wants to say.
That's right.
Well, everybody was on their best behavior last night. Usually I have stories about, people who were drunk off their butts and, women tripping over their dresses and what have you. No, it was really kind of a very tame evening. The Governor's Ball, I will tell you, was the place to be. Everybody was there, and it was a huge party. I mean, they had just pulled out the stops for this Governor's Ball this year. I'd never seen anything like it. They had laser light shows and performers, and I mean, it was phenomenal. And every actor and actress and writer and producer. I mean, there was so much Emmy gold in that room. It was obscene, but it was a lot of fun, and everybody partied way into the night, and it was a blast. It was really fun.
All right, so if people want to get up to speed, is there's a place extra? Is it extratv.com? They can get all
go to extratv.com, and you could find out where we air, because I know you guys are in the Tri-Cities area, right? In D.C. I mean D.C. in Washington State.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I'm still asleep.
You're not in your bathrobe, are you? Still, you're actually you have clothes on, right?
I am completely naked with only a bathrobe on.
Boy.
I did do my first TV hit this morning in a bathrobe, just as a joke, but it was not far from the truth. but hey, you know what? When you're involved in this kind of stuff, it's like, why sleep? There's too much excitement going on. I don't want to miss any of it. I still love my job after all these years, and I love being in that environment, and it was just a blast, a real blast.
Well, Jerry, thank you so much for taking some time with us this morning, getting us the recap. We appreciate it, and go get some sleep, get some rest, man.
Well, I'll do my best. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Take care, Jerry.
There you go, Jerry Penacoli, backstage, behind the scenes at last night's Emmy Awards.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a little bit more dirt on some of the after. He's not going to let any of that out of the bag, though. All right, full details if you want to get caught up on the Emmys, we got it for you right there online at KEYW.com.